So, my friend, I want to ask you, have you been listening to some of my podcasts for a while and identified for yourself all the areas that you feel your business could be better in? Maybe you just are so busy you haven't yet mastered the working as much as you like bit. Or maybe you're just not bringing in the money, like you're struggling with the income, or it's just not enough. Well, it's time for us to have a conversation. In the show notes, there is a link to my evolution call. If you're a dance boss and you are ready to take action, let's have a chat and let's see where I can take you. Hello and welcome, lovelies, to the Ultimate Dance Business Podcast. My name is Deborah Laws, the dance business expert. My passion is to help you turn your passion into profit while guiding you to work less and earn more. I'm super excited to share interviews with you that I know will inspire and motivate you in your schools, as well as my solo shows where I shall be sharing some great tips and strategies. So if you love the show, please do remember to review, subscribe, and share it with your fellow dance boss friends. So let's get stuck into the business of dance. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I am going to be discussing today how to create absolutely irresistible offers that people cannot say no to. And the kind of time in the year when you might do these kind of special offers are things like Bank Holiday Mondays, or maybe like a special going back to school campaign for the start of a new academic year. Or you could do it, say, for example, for a Black Friday deal. Like any time when you want to be generating some an additional cash, or you just want to get some more students in, I want you to have a think about creating these special offers. Now, first of all, I'm going to share with you how this actually came about, because this is something that I did myself recently. I had flown to Fiji. I know it's hard for some of us. Don't want to make you jealous, but I was in Fiji working, actually, well, kind of working. So my own business coach, he runs a coaching program for people worldwide. And every year he runs a 3-day in-person intensive somewhere different in the world. And I was lucky enough this year, the year that I joined him, that it was in Fiji. So that's the story of how I was in Fiji, kind of working, kind of not working. And I picked up so many wonderful new tips and strategies and ideas from all the people that I was with whilst I was in Fiji. And I kind of sat in the airport on the way home, and I just thought, I wonder if I could implement some of these things while I'm in the air. Like I was so excited about trying some of these things out. I was like, I want to do it now. I don't want to wait till Black Friday. So what I did was I sat in the airport, and this is literally how basic and simple and easy this can be for you. And I was on my phone, and I went into notes, and I created a menu of different offers. I think I ended up with about 8, but I think I only ended up actually offering probably about 6 of those. Now, the reason there were so many is because the offers were for different people that might have different needs. So I created something for people that were non-members. I created something for people in my lowest membership Sparks. I created something for my Ignite members. In fact, I think I had 2 or 3 for my Ignite members. And I created something for my Illuminate, my top paying members. And then I also created a couple of things that were for anyone. It didn't matter whether they were members or not. So there's a whole plethora of things. And then, oh my gosh, I have so many tips to tell you around how I did this. So the first thing was I made it super personal. So this wasn't here's my 6 or 7 or 8 offers, stick them in an email my database, job done in 2 minutes. It actually took me about 6 or 7 hours while I was flying between Fiji and LA. So I created the offers, came up with the ideas while I was sat in the airport lounge, boarded, got sat down, logged into Wi-Fi, had to wait until I was at the right altitude to get Wi-Fi. And then I was off, literally on a mission. And I did not stop texting and messaging people for 6 to 7 hours. Now, I did it in DMs. So I did it in Facebook Messenger. Now, you may not be able to do that with your students because you might not like having your parents as friends. So you might have to do this maybe through WhatsApp, or maybe you will have to do it as an email or a voice message. It doesn't really matter how you do it, as long as it reaches that person. And which is why I don't love the idea of email, because it doesn't always get to people. But as long as it reaches people and it's personalized. So what I did was I sent someone a message, and I picked somebody. I picked somebody that was either in my membership or somebody that I knew commented a lot in my Facebook group. So, I didn't just pick random people that are, I've never heard of for months and months. I picked people that kind of in my world currently. And I just messaged them and say, hey, I'm flying between Fiji and Los Angeles. I've decided to come up with a bit of a festival. I called it the Fiji Flight Festival of very special one-off offers. And this was something that my coach has tasked me to do. So it's a bit of a challenge for me. And by the time I land, I have to have sold some of these offers. So it's only available for the next 10 hours. The minute I land, that's it. All the offers are off the table. I'm going to stop messaging people. So there's the first tip for you. Number one, it has to be time sensitive. This isn't would you like to do X? Let me know, it's available whenever you like, just come back to me. People won't. There's no urgency. There's no need. They might kind of go, oh, yeah, that sounds nice. I might go away and have a think about it. Completely forgotten about it 10 minutes later. They never, ever get back to you. So it's got to have a time-bound urgency. This is only for 24 hours, or this is only over the bank holiday weekend, or this is only while Black Friday is going, or this is only for the next 5 hours. Like, you can make it whatever you like. The more scarce the time, the more it's going to give people the incentive to act, and to act now. Then the other thing I did was I said, look, I'm not offering this to everyone. And that's very genuine. I didn't offer it to everyone. I didn't want to give away lots and lots and lots and lots of money to lots of people. So it was only a limited availability. So I would then tell them, I'm only letting 10 people have this special offer, or 3 people. Like one of my offers, I only let 3 people into. So a very limited number of spaces or spots or packages or whatever it is that you're going to be creating as your offer. Then they know not only do I not have very long, but I don't have very many, there's not very many places, and they could go quite quickly. So if your offer was available for the next 24 hours, but you've got 1,000 places, people have got no rush whatsoever, other than the fact that the time might run out. But when you do that double whammy, the time might run out and they could actually all go in the next 5 minutes. It gives people even more reason to have to act right now. Like, there isn't really even any chance for them to go away and think about it and come back. They have to act right now, like reply. Then the next thing I did was I made sure that something, whatever it was I created, wasn't something that is usually ever available. So, for example, it's not possible to work with me one-to-one unless you are one of my Illuminate clients, one of my top paying clients. I just don't have the time to do lots of itty-bitty one-to-one coaching with people. So it's one of those kind of very big bonuses that you get when you go into that top program. It makes it exclusive. It makes it something that people can't normally do with me. So here's the thing. I said, for this one-off offer, you might get to work with me one-to-one. It depends on what the offer was. And this is something you can't ever normally do. This is a one-time thing. And I might not even offer it ever again. So that's number 3. That's the third thing. It's a one-off that may never happen again. So no good waiting for the next offer or the next bank holiday, because I might never do this again. The second thing was the time urgency. And the third thing was the limited availability. So I thought I would just share with you guys today the planners that I have produced for dance school owners, because these are flying out of Amazon like hotcakes. And if you don't have yours yet, then all you have to do is pop to Amazon and type into the search Deborah Laws, and all 3 books will come up. So the ultimate dance business planner I designed for you so that you had a little bit of a Deborah on your desktop. The planners are full of business training, tips, motivational quotes, things to do at the start of the month, things to do at the end of the month, ways in which you can plan out your marketing and your retention, and they are selling all over the world. So go to Amazon, grab your #1 best-selling Ultimate Dance Business Planner, and enjoy mapping out the growth for your studio. So with those 3 things in mind, I created some offers. And they might have been things like, why don't you upgrade from Sparks to Ignite, the next program up? And instead of me giving you 2 free months, if you sign up for a year, which is my current offer, my everyday offer, I'm going to give you 3 free months to get an extra month. And instead of having to pay for the whole year up front, which is what that offer is normally about, you can carry on spreading this over the course of each month. So that made it, for some people, they didn't have to find a huge chunk of money. They could spread it over the course of the year. They did have to agree to do it for a year, mind you. And it was cheaper than it would normally ever be. So that's just an example of the type of offer I did. Now, the type of thing you guys could do could be something like, you could upsell into another class in a subject they already do. So for example, say you do lots of ballet classes and perhaps you have some multiple classes at the same level with a couple of spaces. You could say, I know you currently take grade 2 ballet, but if you come to our other grade 2 ballet, we're going to give you that half price for the next 12 months. Or something that I used to do is I used to allow people to double up. And doubling up meant that they did the grade they were in, and then they were also allowed to pay and attend the grade above. Of course, this was subject to me feeling that they would be okay and they would cope and they were ready for the next grade. But it meant that they started to learn the work a bit earlier. They got to have some extra technique and strengthening. They got to learn the work a bit quicker. So they kind of almost fast-tracked through some of their exams. And so the opportunity to come to grade 4 tap and grade 5 tap, that could be a special offer that you do. But you could say, sign up for grade 5 tap and we will give you 50% off that class for the next term. This is only available to the first 4 people that contact me because there's only 4 places in that class. And this is something that we don't normally ever do. So can you see how you could create your own kind of special offers? But remember, I didn't just create an offer and send it to everyone. I made sure that there were enough offers that I could actually contact quite a lot of different people. So you, for example, could create an offer for your early years children. You could create something for your middle school, something for your adults, something for new people that have just joined, something for people that have been with you for a really long time, some people that are wanting to buy their merchandise. Maybe you do a buy your ballet leotard tights and shoes by this date to the first 5, and we will also give you a hoodie. Like, what could you think of that would generate you income? That yes, it's going to be less than you would normally get, but potentially you're actually going to be selling classes or packages or uniform to people that are perhaps not normally going to buy. You know, it might well be that the person that bought the ballet leotard, the leotard and the shoes didn't really need a new pair of shoes. She needed a new ballet leotard and tights, but the shoes kind of might have lasted a bit longer. Your package is going to be the incentive for them to go ahead and actually buy the shoes as well. So in the long term, you may end up kind of either kind of in the same place or quids in. So this is my little task for you, my darlings. Have a sit down over a coffee And the first thing I want you to think about is, when is the next time in my calendar, in my year, where it feels clever or it feels like a great time to me for me to be putting out some very special offers? So work out when this is going to happen. The next thing, sit and brainstorm a whole bunch of ideas for different ages, different genres, whether it's classes, private lessons, uniform, events. Like, sit and work out all the ideas of packages and things that you could offer. And then kind of narrow it down to the ones that you think, no, actually, that could be really good because maybe I really need to fill X classes, or I really need to get rid of these uniform, this uniform. Like, decide the ones that you really want to use and make sure you've got several. And then start hitting that personal outreach. Some people will ignore you. Some people will say thanks, but that's not really for me right now. And other people will bite your hand off. So I did this for 6-7 hours while I was on my flight. I think the flight was like 10-hour flight, and I watched a film and I slept and I had a meal. So it's probably about 6 hours in total. But I know I was going great guns, because by the time I finished, I had got all kinds of muscle spasms and aches in my shoulders and my fingers, where I just hadn't stopped for hours and hours. But this is what I want to share with you. The results. Now, I'm not saying you will get these results. I have some programs and packages and memberships that are several thousands of pounds. So it's easier for me to earn a considerable amount if somebody buys one of those top programs. But I was hoping, and this is how it all started out, I was hoping to earn enough money so that I could land in LA, go to the check-in desk and ask them if it was possible to upgrade to business class for my second flight, which was from LA to Heathrow. Now, I knew that was going to be a few £1,000s. I didn't know how much. And it was something that I've just never really been able to afford before. Or even if I could afford it, I just couldn't bring myself to spending all that money just to have like a comfier journey for 10 hours. But likewise, in the back of my head, I've always had it's on my bucket list. I want to fly somewhere. I want someone else to pay for me to fly business class or even first class, on a long haul flight. And I was like, do you know what? I've worked really hard recently. I've just come off the back of the Dance Business Conference. I'm feeling really pumped. If I can earn enough so that I can upgrade to a business class seat, and it kind of doesn't cost me anything because I earned it in the air by doing these special offers on the previous one, then maybe I'll do it. Like, let's go for it. So I have no idea what that was going to cost me, but I was kind of like, it can't be more than like £5,000. I'm going to go for £5,000. If I can earn £5,000, I'll do it. By the time I touched down and added up all the commitment of everybody that said that they wanted to buy my offers, I had hit just over £30,000. £30K in 6 hours from putting out these special offers. Would that have worked if I just sent a blanket email out to everybody? No. Would it have worked if I hadn't used all the different tactics that I've been through in this podcast? No. It was a there and then, one time, now or never offers that. And I'm so thrilled. It's not even about the money I've earned. It's about the fact that I've got people to take action, and that action is going to help them in their business. So that was a pretty big win. Now, the irony of the story is when I went to the check-in desk, they were completely sold out for business class. So I didn't even get to buy my business class seat with all the money that I'd earned. But that's fine, because then I sat there and I was like, right, this is paid for my coach's program, so I can stay in his program for another whole year. And instead of going to Fiji next year, we're going to Mexico. So I was like, brilliant. I was, in two minds whether I could afford to do it. And for another year, this is now paid for that. So I hope some of those tips have helped you. One of my ladies that did this filled 10 spots in her early years classes in 2 hours. Like she was going to do a whole bunch of paid marketing and advertising and has tried in the past and has had, 2 or 3 inquiries. She has filled 10 spots in 3 hours. Can't remember quite what she said. It's actually a little live challenge that I'm running at the moment for my members. So I can't give you any more results because people are literally doing it as we speak. But maybe I will drop some more results into the Facebook group that you are very welcome to come and find me in. It's called Dance Business Lab Community. And as long as you are a principal or the business owner, you are welcome to request to join. Or you can find me on Instagram at Dance Business Lab, where you'll find me sharing lots of results of my members in the next few days. So give it a try. Let's get this planned. Let's create your next special offer campaign. And please share with me how you got on and what worked. All right, everyone, take care, and I will see you really soon. So, my friend, I want to ask you, have you been listening to some of my podcasts for a while and identified for yourself all the areas that you feel your business could be better in? Maybe you just are so busy you haven't yet mastered the working as much as you like bit. Or maybe you're just not bringing in the money, like you're struggling with the income, or it's just not enough. Well, it's time for us to have a conversation. In the show notes, there is a link to my evolution call. If you're a dance boss and you are ready to take action, let's have a chat and let's see where I can take you. Hello and welcome, lovelies, to the Ultimate Dance Business Podcast. My name is Deborah Laws, the dance business expert. My passion is to help you turn your passion into profit while guiding you to work less and earn more. I'm super excited to share interviews with you that I know will inspire and motivate you in your schools, as well as my solo shows where I shall be sharing some great tips and strategies. So if you love the show, please do remember to review, subscribe, and share it with your fellow dance boss friends. So let's get stuck into the business of dance.